Those currents of data, incoming and outgoing, tides of online presence hitting the beach of algorithmic analysis, watching the what, why, and how of things, how they move, peak, and break like waves. Just beyond the purview of my data gathering, our neighbor Carol died, with her cigarette drooping from her mouth, sun-baking her skin, and ice drinking her tea. Those addictions of comfort that do us in can sometimes bring great joy, while deleting hours not yet accrued as we measure ourselves in age, race, gender, and in turn are measured up and down for benchmarks, income, output, and deliverables. I love space, and watching YouTube, I see the red dwarf planet. Its orbit threatens to tilt the Earth off its axis and plant the North Pole in Siberia. A global catastrophe of epic proportions, which will cause things to come for a grinding halt for the world of data gathering and for my users. And this user is tapping her finger on the shiny surface of her smart device for that Get Happy app. One late afternoon at Camp Getaway, longing, lounging by a pool, and feeling the pull of an invisible tide, taking me out to a sea in a relationship that brings comfort, but no joy. How do you square the security of a lifeboat with the possibility of some unseen destination? The notion of life and choices has begun to weigh in, and I've allowed large chunks of my spirit to be smothered. And there's this nasty text crawl moving across my prefrontal cortex with great regularity in the daily accounting of loss, gain, debt, and valuables. And here's the question. What is a value that cannot be measured, quantified, cropped, or parsed? Am I just another user on life's spreadsheet, getting shoved, squeezed, and condensed into a dialogue box? The part of me that once courted the wider world beyond the screen is all about trending and clusters and clouds, and I'm not talking about weather. I'm a first-tier relationship user. Camp Getaway, and those places we escape to with its protective bubble that keep us hidden and safe. Meanwhile, my partner hides in another room watching baseball, and I'm lying on a lounge chair poolside with my face pointed upward while a young child comes over and places a sticker on my chest that reads, "Rain, rain, go away." And it's sunny outside, although the air is heavy with moisture. Later, we're making our way back to the city, and we're visited by the low-grade tension that regularly tugs at our couplehood. Where are we going? In my workaday life of tracking users, what do actions, clicks, and searches tell us about desire? about fear, about who surrenders and to what. The port of authority, which for now directs departures, transitions, destinations, and arrivals, has us meandering in that netherworld of indecision, which is a form of deciding. Where decisions are never easy to pinpoint, and sometimes deciding isn't deciding, but rather forgetting there was ever a fork in the road, such as a choice from which you could not turn back. I noticed one day working out at the gym to the throb of the doors singing, "Come on baby, light my fire," our longing to be lit by the spirit of some spark. For when our own flame starts to sputter, what then and where? Which course? Which road? You look everywhere for signs. And often it's the first mirage of an idea that pops into view that you accept. And you wander into following this muse without thinking at all of where it's taking you. Digital shopping as a possible diversion. My Happy app displays a whole line of swimsuits for the rough seas that await me, and it's practically shouting, "Buy me!" from that colored rectangle on my smart device. And it's diversion I ponder while at Port Authority, tapping on my shiny black screen, while the partner pays no attention, which is his form of decision or choice. And as it is our habit to part ways at the end of each weekend, getting away from our getaway, I realize it's not my idea or even my preference. But what would I be wanting if not this? And in the brief conversation about another night of togetherness, there's an invitation. Well, you can come home with me, if you like. Which is so lukewarm and hollow. Something that's taken over our domain which I can't accept. And so I refuse. And there's the obligatory kiss goodbye. And then I'm alone in the port of authority, which it seems is always in some state of repair, with things that should be opened that are closed, and things that are hidden being open, yet hard to find. There's this maze to navigate to take me to my proper exit. And in my mind's eye, I'm imagining myself and the partner skipping through a crate and barrel, sofa shopping on our way to some future of togetherness. And I'm wandering along the platform trying to figure out any connection between myself as transportation user and that vehicle for transport. Parts of entrances have those bold Helvetica signs with those white letters on black metal, arrows pointing to bricked over exits. And I wander back and forth, so publicly confused. And I start to panic. Oh God, don't let me look like a tourist. But then I see a stair leading up to something outside, and I pick up my bag, and I'm noticing its heaviness for the first time. And then climbing the stair, I feel the weight suddenly lifted, as if the bag were floating alongside of me, and I look down, and I see a sweet, smiling face with nice teeth beneath my elbow, and a young black man helping me with my load. "Oh, thanks," I said. It was feeling heavier tonight. "No problem," he says. "Where are you going?" And we emerge into a rainy darkness at street level where just an hour before The air had been so heavy and an orange sun was making a smudge on the water. And once we get up outside, we're drenched, our shiny slack clothes clinging tight to our bodies.
What are you thinking, girlfriend? To let some sly young Negro follow you around in the street? Let me tell you something. You're being a blind, dumb bitch.
Last time I let some smiling young stranger hold the door for me, he be chasing me down the hall with a knife. You see what I'm saying? You're too trusting.
Girlfriend. Too trusting.